Story for a while now, and I think it's finally time to share it. This one is set in Langkawi, Malaysia, right after the interstate travel ban was lifted. You know that weird liminal feeling when the world started reopening and everything felt almost normal, but not quite? Yeah, that backdrop. It involves a family holiday, a stranger behaving strangely, and something rooted in local folklore that I find genuinely fascinating and a little terrifying. The Orang Bunian. If you're not familiar with them, the story will explain it, but the short version is, they are not your typical ghost story. Okay, so here we go. When the interstate travel ban in Malaysia was finally lifted, people poured out of their homes like a tide breaking through a dam. Flights were all booked up, highways were clogged with heavy traffic, and long-forgotten beaches were suddenly swarming with people again. On the island of Langkawi, where tourism is its lifeline, a Balinese-style chalet resort reopened its doors after months of closure. Its gardens were overrun with weeds, its cabins stood dark and vacant, waiting to shelter the hordes of visitors. And into this place that looked like it had been abandoned for ages came three travelers: a young woman, her brother, and his wife. They had planned their trips long before the pandemic, but now it felt like they were stepping into a world that had been put on pause, then awkwardly reset. Restaurants were open, but some remained boarded up. Shops flickered with hesitant neon. The resort staff smiled, but with a heavy tiredness of people who had survived too long with too little work. The family checked into two huts standing side by side, one for the couple and one for the sister. Each hut came with a small gazebo outside, a patch of white sand, and a path leading down to the beach. As they unloaded their luggage from the car, the brother was first to notice a white lady walking in circles around the parking area. She wasn't holding a suitcase or scrolling through her phone trying to find a booking confirmation. She wasn't even interacting with anyone. She was just walking in circles over the same patch of gravel and concrete. As the minutes dragged on, she drifted closer to the edge of the path, glanced vaguely at the reception area, and turned away. She paused now and then, like she might be waiting for someone to appear, but no one did, and she carried on. The three travelers watched her for a while, puzzled and perplexed. It was safe to assume she was a guest at the resort, or just someone waiting for a ride. The trio shrugged, dropped their bags in their cabins, and left the resort to grab lunch. By early evening, when they returned, the white lady had moved from her spot. The sun dipped lower in the sky, and the resort's lights began to glow softly and light up the paths running along it. The air was chilly, and the waves rolled in. Down by the waterline, the white lady walked along the shore. The family watched her for a moment and moved on. She no longer sparked their curiosity. She was just another anonymous figure against a vast horizon. That night, after dinner, there was a fire show on the beach. For a while, the place was full of energy and light, flames spinning in arcs, music thumping over the speakers. Halfway through the show, the sister glanced toward the tree line. The white woman was standing there, not watching the performers, watching her, completely still among the swaying palms, hands at her sides, face unreadable in the half-light. Everyone around the sister was clapping, laughing, alive with noise, and this woman stood apart from all of it, as though she had not come for the fire show at all. The sister looked away. When she looked back, the tree line was empty. As the night drew to a close, the resort grew quieter. Guests filtered back into their cabins, and soon it was dead quiet. As the trio walked back down the dimly lit path toward their chalets, they glanced once more toward the sea. She was still there, a lone figure moving slowly along the shore. The night breeze tugged at her clothes and hair, and the waves circled around her feet. She seemed to be talking, not to herself. She was turned at a slight angle, as though addressing someone walking beside her. Someone the family, from that distance, could not make out. The brother squinted. Is there someone with her? The sister stared. The figure beside the woman, if there was one, seemed to blur each time she tried to focus on it directly. The way a word swims when you've been staring too long at a page. It's just the dark, said the sister-in-law, and they left it at that. The trio, exhausted from their day, turned their backs to the shore and trudged off to their rooms. The sister-in-law stepped out just past 1 in the morning to bring her shoes in from the doorstep. She reached down and stopped. The shoes were already inside, both of them, neatly placed